I present you one of the most touristy regions of Switzerland. This is the magical valley of Lauterbrunnen, the valley of 72 waterfalls, or as I love to call it, paradise on earth. The Lauterbrunnen Valley offers you so many great things. Which are the best attractions you should consider to visit, you will get to know in this video.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm now in Lauterbrunnen, and in this video I'm going to show you what are the best things to do in the Lauterbrunnen Valley, so make sure you watch it to the end.
Definitely you have to visit this beautiful village. I really like it during summer because it's nicely decorated with these many flags. This, I feel, adds really a lot of Swissness to it. Lauterbrunnen is really admired for the Schilthorn, which seems to drop into the village. And that picture, I feel, is really magical. There are so many great photo spots all over the village, not only the very Instagrammic ones, but here some of the major ones. For example, this trail with the church and the fall in the background, or then the arc below the viaduct of the train that takes you up to Wengen, or just within the village itself. And of course, keep walking around as you'll be discovering a lot more spots. Then you can also get much closer to the waterfalls. In fact, you can almost get behind them, which I would say is not a must, but if you really like to do it, definitely go for it. But otherwise, there are the Trümmelbachfalls nearby. More about that in the later part of this travel guide video. Now, because myself, I really love the month of September, I highly recommend you to visit Lauterbrunnen during that month, because there will be a frequent cow parade held. This usually is going to take place at 12 noon, and I think it's a daily event, especially carried out for all of your visitors.
Then make sure you take this train here, it goes up to Wengen. You can even aim higher for Jungfraujoch. Wengen is another beautiful village that, by the way, is car free, and then also you can hike down here to Lauterbrunnen, a really scenic walk that you should miss out.
And if you visit this region, do not only consider staying down in the valley, but also take the train or any cable car to reach higher up. For example, to Wengen, another really beautiful village that you shall not miss out. I really like that Wengen is car-free. This really adds some great holiday vibes to it, and by the way, it also makes it more family-friendly. Wengen is really beautiful, there are a lot of traditional houses. It's really great to go for a hike, especially taking this round trip. It's going to take about 30 to 40 minutes, really depends on how much you're actually enjoying. And for all of those who are into culture, in Wengen during the end of September on a Sunday there's this unique event called Geesteilet. It's a cheese-sharing festival accompanied by Alphorn, Trichlo and Jodel. So make sure to not miss out this great event. It's also very nice on the Männlichen Mountain. From Wengen you can take this cable car, which is going to send you in about 5 minutes up to the Männlichen. What's really cool, it's a cable car. That means for an extra 5 Swiss francs you can go to the roof and stand outside, and I think this is just going to make the journey up to the Männlichen a lot more thrilling. The view from the Männlichen is really nice. By the way, for all of you budget travelers, it's definitely a lot cheaper than going up to the Schilthorn or even to the Jungfraujoch. Now, of course, the Männlichen is beautiful, but I do have to say the panoramas up on the Jungfraujoch and the Schilthorn, they're going to be even more impressive. As I just mentioned, if you seek for more breathtaking views, then definitely consider going up to the Jungfraujoch. From Wengen it's going to take roughly another extra hour. And by the way, you will have to change the train at the Kleine Scheidegg. Do not make the mistake to go down to Grindelwald, although that's also a really nice village. The train journey up to the Jungfraujoch is really scenic, and then you're going to stop at the Eismeer. From there you can see the glacier from very close. Now the Jungfraujoch station is very iconic because it's the highest altitude train station in all of Europe, and now you can guess why they advertise this place as the top of Europe. Now Jungfraujoch is really interesting. It's not only about the panorama, but also about the snow and the ice and the high altitude. From the Jungfraujoch you can see the Aletsch Glacier, the king of the Alps, with a total length of 22 to 23 kilometers. The best vista you will definitely get from the platform Sphinx, which unfortunately I couldn't visit because I arrived there too late. Well, anyway, I have a great reason to come back. Besides enjoying the breathtaking views up on the Jungfraujoch, also consider going into the Ice Palace at the Jungfrau Glacier. The Ice Cave is a different kind of attraction, but definitely very enjoyable. So you will walk inside these tunnels and then you can admire all these man-made statues. The entire Ice Palace is really made with a lot of love. Now, what you have to bear in mind, on the Jungfraujoch you're above 3,500 meters, and that means the air is going to be already notably thinner. Talking about the costs, the Jungfraujoch is quite expensive. It's going to cost around 220 Swiss francs. Yes, I know. It's in fact the most expensive attraction in all of Switzerland. Though I get it, the efforts to maintain this train station, they are really high. But if you actually want to see the Aletsch Glacier from a different angle, you can go up to the Eckyshorn. It's definitely perfect for you if you're a budget traveler. That is only going to cost you 49 Swiss francs. Well, you also will have to bear in mind there won't be any ice cave over there. One of my most beautiful experiences in the Lauterbrunnen Valley I had when I hiked from Wengen down to Lauterbrunnen itself. It's all free and in general not so busy. Last September I happened to be there almost all alone. Now you either may directly hike down from Wengen, or you can take the train to Wengen and then start your journey from there. The latter one is what I did. The hike is definitely going to feel very re-energizing. You're going to walk within the greens, you'll hear some of the cowbells, and you can admire this great vista over the valley of 72 waterfalls. Now, about these 72 waterfalls, I do have to tell you the truth. Yes, it's true, there are 72 waterfalls, but you won't be able to see all of them at once. This is because the waterfalls are either on the left or on the right side of the valley. Some of them they're actually hidden, so I would say at best you can get to see around 5 to 6 waterfalls at once. And also you have to bear in mind the waterfalls are definitely going to be more visible when there is more water available. That means the best time to visit would be during May and June, or simply if it's just raining. The latter one is what I really enjoy the most, because then the Lauterbrunnen Valley is going to look really mystical. Now again, coming back to the hike, it's going to take around 40 to 60 minutes. That really depends on your speed. As you're hiking down, your impression of the valley is going to change. Also, Lauterbrunnen is going to look really different from the many angles. Definitely do not forget to snap a lot of pictures.
This hiking trail, wow, it's really scenic. Once again, brilliant view over the Staubbachfall. By the way, just behind me are the rails for a train to go up to Wengen. Well, just take a look. It's really...
Oh! We're followers from Brazil!
Actually, you took us here.
Really?
Yeah, far away.
Videos and your everything, your tips, we got all on Instagram, on YouTube. Wow, so amazing!
Then you should definitely go and visit the Trümmelbachfalls. These are the best waterfalls you could visit here in the Lauterbrunnen Valley.
My favorite attraction of the Lauterbrunnen Valley are these unique waterfalls squeezed in between the rocks. The waterfalls of the Lauterbrunnen Valley, they're really strong, but then when you're going to the Trümmelbachfalls, you will realize how violent the waters are. In total, there are 10 waterfalls over a height of 140 meters. By walking up or downstairs, you will see them from different perspectives. What I always find fascinating when I arrive there is to stand between the rocks and then just listen to the violent clashing masses. It's really going to be loud, and at the same time you're also going to feel a chill. At times I feel it's really going to be cold, and this is not a surprise because the water directly comes from the glaciers. Now, what's really important to know if you want to visit this place, it's only open up from April until early November. Now I would say the best time to visit is in May and June. During these months the waterfalls are going to be the most powerful as there's a lot of snow melting. Towards the later months there will be less and less water, which means the spectacle is not going to be anymore as great as during May and June. Upon your arrival, I recommend you to first visit waterfall number 1 and 2, and then you take this elevator. First you're going to reach the topmost waterfall, then you keep exploring everything by walking downstairs. In summary, it's a brilliant attraction, probably one of the most impressive natural spectacles to witness here in Switzerland.
Then, since you're in the Lauterbrunnen Valley, you should also go to Stechelberg and take the cabin ride up to Schilthorn. By the way, James Bond filming location. One of my favorite Bond movies. And yeah, this will cost you 108 Swiss francs. It's a bit expensive, but if you get a half fare card, then you'll save at least 54 francs.
Now the Schilthorn, that's one of my favorite summits, and in there you're also going to experience James Bond fame. Yes, this is something really exciting. I think the Schilthorn is a very unique spot. It's going to take you quite a while. You probably will have to expect about 1 to 1 hour 20 minutes, but it's really going to be an unforgettable journey. So you will have to take these 4 cable lifts, and here I highly recommend you first go up to the Schilthorn, then all the attractions that you can visit in between, do them afterwards. Otherwise you pay for going up to the Schilthorn and then you keep exploring everything halfway, and in the end you realize, oh my god, there's not enough time to go up to the Schilthorn. The Schilthorn offers you a brilliant view over the Eiger Männlichen Jungfrau, the iconic trio of the Bernese Oberland. You can also get to see the many glaciers. However, because of global warming, they are slowly melting and eventually they're going to disappear. Yes, it's actually really worrying. Now, besides that, it is definitely very enjoyable up there, and do not forget to go to the restaurant to take your lunch. It is a revolving restaurant and is, by the way, still the same as in the Bond movie on Her Majesty's Secret Service.
My name is André and I came to Switzerland. I'm from Brazil. I came from Switzerland because of Geeno, because I like to watch all his videos. Thank you.
Obrigado. Nice to meet you.
Then on your way down, do not forget to go to the skywalk. It's really enjoyable, quite similar to the cliff walk at the Grindelwald Village. This one is definitely longer. Try to get the thrill by once in a while looking down. You will notice it's really high up, but I think this is just what makes this attraction so exciting. And then do not forget to visit the village of Mürren. It's really beautiful, calm, and by the way, it's car-free.
So many great things to do at the Lauterbrunnen Valley. Now myself I'm here at the Geeno. This is one of the top 10 waterfalls of Switzerland. If you want to know which one are the 10 best waterfalls of Switzerland, then you may want to watch this video. So I'm going to see you over there.